Financial advisors Terry French and Joe Dennis. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bart. Thanks for having us.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Same to you. Got my green on.
I appreciate the green. You know, during the break, Brandon was telling people this is not green. Am I seeing it wrong?
It's green to me.
It's green.
But some people say I'm a little colorblind, but.
And
I don't have my green on, Bart. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Everyone can't do it. Right? Yeah. Well, tomorrow's St. Joseph's Day, and you've got red on, so
There you go.
you're a day ahead.
I'm a day ahead.
So Terry, we've had you with us before. You've been at True for how long?
10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Went by fast, didn't it?
Very quick. Yeah. Been a good home for me.
But Joe, you're new. You're fairly new on the team.
Yeah, Bart. So I joined, it'll be 2 years in June. So I joined Terry's team in the investment team about a little over a year and a half now, but it's been really good.
Nice. Now you are serving, and both of you serve members and branches all over throughout the credit union. But you've been adding a lot. You've been growing quite a bit toward Metro Detroit. Is that your area of focus then, Joe?
Yeah, so Bart, we've done a couple acquisitions over the last few years, and we've been trying to get some penetration in Washtenaw and Wayne County. So that's kind of where my focus has been. So with these acquisitions, we're providing investment services to these members through the acquisition that they didn't have before.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, people might be surprised to learn a credit union has financial consultants. So how does a financial consultant work within a credit union, specifically True Community?
Well, we've already got relationships with these folks. They're already members. They may already doing mortgages with us, checking, savings, credit cards. This is just one more thing that we can, again, along this pursuit of a life well lived, it's another thing in the tool belt of the credit union that we can help members in that area. Primarily, a lot of it's retirement planning, but there's other things like 529s for younger kids. Saving for a car, saving for that first house. Those are things that we can help, again, partner with our members to help them achieve those goals.
So do you actually serve as like stock brokers?
Yeah, so we can do individual stocks. We do a lot of mutual funds, ETFs, the kind of stuff that you would normally hear about. We do a lot of planning. And so it's not a cookie cutter thing where people come in and we just throw them in something. It's taking the time to really see what their needs are, what their goals are, and then building them a specific plan and using a variety of different products.
Well, I know a lot of advice is to be diversified. So being able, like at a credit union where you have savings, traditional savings products and investment products, does that then become easier for someone to be diversified?
Yeah, I think so. Marrying that retail space with those CDs and money market accounts and liquid safe vehicles with some stuff that people may want to be comfortable taking some risk in the market. That's not diversification at its max, but I think that's a good start for people. And the interesting thing is once we introduce, Terry and I introduce our clients to these other products, then they can not only be educated, but get a better idea of how they can have their retirements grow, their savings grow, like Terry said, planning for education with 529s, and it just kind of, we build that relationship from there.
You're part of the PGI investment system. What's that?
So that's a system or process we created. It stands for protection, growth, and income. So those are just stages that we believe that, especially right now, I think a lot of people are a little nervous about what's going on in the markets. We believe that we want to have a part of someone's portfolio where it's preserved or there's protection on it. We always need to grow with inflation the way it is. We got to continue to grow assets. And at some point, people are going to need to take income off their portfolio.
We've got a lot of volatility right now in the markets. What kind of advice do you have for people that get nervous about things that are happening and also what might be in the future?
Again, it's all about staying the course. We've got a plan in place. If we've got some money protected, we can let these other assets that maybe have taken, the market's down, about 10%. We don't have to liquidate those right now. Mm-hmm. We have other areas that we can go if they need money off that portfolio that's been protected. We can pull from there to help them meet their needs.
I guess people that would be closer to retirement and wanting to use what they've saved or invested, that they might be a little bit more nervous than someone younger.
Yeah, with the time aspect, a lot of people, hey, I don't have time to lose money. Well, no one really has time to lose money, right? But that's just part of the process. You know, markets, if you look at the market as a whole, historically, even the last couple of years, we're up 20+%. Inside those years, you still have seen a 10% downpull in the market. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when we're in it, everyone's like, well, it doesn't feel normal, you know? And so it's part of just keeping people on track.
And what we saw last week, a lot of people were describing it as a correction. Is that a natural evolution of a market?
Yeah, absolutely. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. But everyone's, you know, in the political environment we're in, everyone's like, well, it's going to be different this time with the potential tariffs. It's different this time. But, you know, go back in time, the last 80 years, there's always something going on it's going to feel different.
Yeah. This is nothing brand new. It's just, you know, when it happens, and like Terry said, their time horizons and how their time horizons match to the events in the market. But having somebody like Terry and I just to be able to converse with and sit down and sometimes just explain and put people's mind at ease, you know, that's again one of the things that's a benefit to having somebody like, you know, Terry and I.
Now, you mentioned expanding into the east side of the state to the metro area. What does that do for members of the credit union? What advantages are there to be part of a bigger system?
Well, I think for, you know, it's about getting the right tools, the right education, and the right products to all the people and making that available. And like I said before, Bart, is that before moving in, there wasn't all the services that Terry and I offered them. So I think just staying consistent with providing all this stuff to all our membership, and then also penetrating these areas where they didn't have those services available. I think everyone deserves to at least have access to financial education, you know, from the time you're born to the time you die, right? And then also just being able to find it at your local financial institution, your credit union where you bank. You shouldn't have to shop around at, you know, several different places to find these. We offer pretty much a one-stop shop.
I also wanted to mention while you guys are here, I think it's the biggest investment you've made in the community with your gift to the Jackson Interfaith Shelter for their new housing campus that they just announced. That's a pretty major investment in the community from a credit union.
Yeah, we announced that at an all-team meeting, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing that can be done, and what a great help to them, and the work they've done over the years is pretty awesome. So we're glad to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, we appreciate you guys for all you do in the community, and thanks for what you offer members and for being on our show today.
thanks
Thank
for
you,
the
Bart.
invite.
You can get a hold of these guys. They're available anytime, and you can ring them up, right?
That's right.
From True Community Credit Union Financial Advisors, Terry French and Joe Dennis.